Today we have with us CA Mayur Agrawal.
So when I was working in the institute as a student, so that spark started at that time.
Moved out of home at a very young age, right? How was that?
There are some good days and there are certain very good days.
What's the one thing that you want to debug on the show?
Tallying balance sheet in a click.
Yes, that's a very nice aspect and perspective to look at life.
Today, chartered accountancy profession is offering you tremendous opportunity.
Chartered accountants usually have a good sense of humor, but it doesn't come out that way.
So maybe through this video we can address that.
Every tax season, we rush towards chartered accountants to get their expertise on the financial aspects of our workings. But do we ever take a moment to pause and see how their journey has been? Over here at Zoho, we are really excited to shine light on their journey. And via this show, Coffee with CA, we have nothing but sort of inspiring stories to hear from all the chartered accountants and how their journey has shaped them for who they are. I'm your caffeinated host, Geena, Bharwani, and today we have with us CA Mayur Agrawal, a young bubbling chartered accountant who has so much to give back to the world that he's one of the youngest council members on the show. And there's nothing but inspiration that can be taken from here. So to anyone that's watching this video, let's get inspired together while I dive deep into this conversation. Welcome, Mayur, to the show. We're really happy to have you here.
It is my pleasure.
So you're young and boiling with lots of, ideas and all of it. So I would want to start off with taking you through a time travel, basically. Tell me all about what got you into CA.
See, after passing my matriculation, I come from a very small town in Bihar. So it is called it is named as Forbisganj.
Okay.
So we didn't had much idea what to go, which course to pursue. But one thing was for sure, after studying till class 10th, I don't wanted to go for science.
Okay.
So then the option left was commerce. And when you come to commerce, I believe chartered accountancy is the best course it offers. So after class 10th, I traveled to Kolkata. I shifted for my studies, and there again I joined a hostel where the environment was of CA only. So again, being into commerce and CA was the best course, and all those environment again inspired me to go for chartered accountancy.
Moved out of home at a very young age.
So,
how was that on you as a person?
So I can say it has a positive and negative impact. So shifting from your home is always tough. Parting from your parents, your friends, everyone, and that too at a younger age. Maybe 2006 I shifted at an age of 16. And then you will be going to a new environment. You are unaware of the future.
Correct.
How it will be unveiling, what new challenges it will be coming. So at times it gives lot of learning also. It gives you a sense that you are going to learn a lot. And if you retain back, you may lose at times.
So then in that case, was your adaptation to hostel life easy?
It became easy lately because maybe initial 6 or 8 months was a bit tough. I remember I used to cry over call when I used to talk to our parents. But then lately it got smooth, and till today I think that was the best phase of my life. All the learnings that hostel life has given to me, and it has made an impact on my life, that will always remain. All the fun, all the phase, that 5-6 years will always be the best part of my life today.
So you stayed in a hostel for 5-6 years?
For 2006 to 12, 6 years.
Okay. So your entire
CA course was
in the hostel.
Yes.
So you have any memories that you'd love to share?
Lot of memories. So what used to happen in this? So initial 6-8 months which I mentioned was a bit tough period. So that was basically a ragging period, you can say.
Oh, okay.
So in CA course earlier used to be postal writing.
Yeah.
So as a fresher, we used to write lot of postals for our seniors, maybe 20, 40, 50 postals in 10 days. So that was the phase. working for them, helping out seniors for their assignments and everything, bringing. So at those times, Zomato, Swiggy were not there. So the fresher guy used to be the Zomato, Swiggy. And in fact, hostel life is totally different. So you talk about one incident. So what used to happen? Our college in Kolkata, St. Xavier's College is a morning college.
Correct.
So it starts from 6 a.m. So people they have to leave the hostel at 5:30. Again, in hostel life, there is no night. You come in the hostel at 3 a.m. You'll see people playing cricket, people playing, and those who are having exam are studying. So at times it is very tough to get up early in the morning.
Okay.
So the fresher used to be the alarm. So someone will come in the common hall and call 4 people. Okay, you will come at say 5:15, you will come at 5:20, you will come at 5:25, you will come at 5:30 and wake me up. So those were the snooze button. So similar many incidents are there.
That's nice. So how did you manage, like, moving to a new city, hostel life, and then college, along with doing CA? It's no easy task to juggle at that age.
It is, but then at that young age, the energy which you have, even today, I think that that was the time I pursued CA and CS. So at times I think if I would have started cost accountants also, that energy would have helped me to get through that also. So that is the young energy. And again, when there were 125 young people, we were living together. So each one was inspiring each other. That yes, and helping each other to reach to that milestone, you can say.
That's nice. And tell me about your college experience. Has that been good? Because I do understand that you started off with your partners from college itself.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
your firm. So give me a gist on that.
Absolutely. So college, I have already mentioned it is a morning college. So 6 to 9:40. So half of them till the break are sleepy most of the time, and that was a juggling going on. The professor used to point out why you are sleeping. So in the college, I met 2 of my weekend. You can say the destiny was planned like that. Okay. So in a college, our seats are defined. You have to sit to the designated place as per your roll number. So mine was 672. So I had on my left 671 and on my right 673.
Okay.
So eventually both of them are partners. we have thought in the 3rd year that we'll start our practice together. So in 3 years we had good bonding, and now post college, last 10 years we are working together. So going office is fun when you have friends over there.
So it must be really nice and wholesome, the fact that you started your entire practice with your buddies.
Absolutely. And then a challenging situation which comes up is we were doing articles from smaller firms, so we always wanted to get a corporate exposure.
Okay.
So we have decided that let us go for job for a certain period of time, maybe 2 years or so. Then we'll come back to practice. And everyone knows coming back and starting practice when you are getting monthly salary is a bit tough. But then by God's grace and our commitment, we all 3 eventually came back. We worked for 2 years in different MNCs and came back and started our practice in 2014.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So it's 2014 that you started off your practice.
Yeah.
So it's almost like 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? How has that journey been like?
That is absolutely, we are growing together. Like it is not I, it is we always say. So we started with 3 partners. Currently we are 8 partners, head office in Kolkata, and we have branches in 5 other places with a team of 100 people across India, serving different spheres of client, be it MSME, be it corporate. We are enjoying and definitely together planning to grow larger.
So you're so young, and at the same time, very relatable to all the viewers out there. That it's very inspiring, Mayur, that you're a young, enthusiastic chartered accountant that has started his own practice with your own buddies. And so has that practice grown? Have you expanded, because it's been almost like 10 years?
Yes, every phase we have expanded. Now currently, as I already mentioned, we have a team of 100 people with 15 chartered accountants across India. We have offices in Bangalore, we have Mumbai, we have offices in Northeast. and we are on the track of expanding more. And I believe today chartered accountancy profession is offering you tremendous opportunity. It is only on you that how high you can jump and grab it.
Correct.
So opportunity is there, team is there, friends are there. Just every year we are setting a milestone and trying to achieve it.
So growing up, did you ever have someone that you were looking up to, and especially in the CA course?
Not exactly, but yes, I cannot pinpoint a particular person as such looking up to. But then, as I again going back to my hostel, so it is a legacy hostel, maybe 90-year-old hostel set up in 1934.
Okay.
So people passed our alumnus from it is Podar Chhatra Nivas, the hostel name. Alumnus are placed throughout the globe. At maybe you talk any MNCs, we have people over there. You talk any government organization, we have people at the head office. So every day during our student time, we used to hear a new story of a new person, which used to inspire. So all those stories collectively keep on inspiring every day. And then again, the buddies which we have, there are times when you feel low. So people around you, if you have buddies like that, they keep on motivating each other basically.
So I'm sure you and your partners will be motivating each other,
Absolutely.
given the fact that you'll have buddies as well as you'll have partners. Being one of the youngest council members is no joke. How did that happen?
So as you mentioned, it is into me that always I believe that we should give back to the society, to the institutions, to the place from which has helped us to grow or reach certain height. So from my student time itself, be it at my college, you can say I was the board member of Department of Social Work and NSS. We used to, even with these studies and tight schedule, we used to go every Sunday to different villages to teach village students. The college had adopted certain villages, and we were running a campaign named Prayas, which was launched by the then principal of the college. It was a 1 rupee revolution. So each student used to contribute 1 rupee daily for these villages. So I was into this. Then at my hostel also, I became the president of a student union. And coming to CA, at the student time also, I was elected as the secretary of Eastern India Student Association, Chartered Accountants Student Association. We call it ICASA.
Yeah.
So I love socializing. It is coming again from my father. As a child, I always have seen him that working with different social organizations and contributing to the society. So coming from them, and then as a student, I have done that and enjoyed that. So when I was working in the institute as a student, so that spark started at that time. And eventually when I came back to practice, and that was in the mind. Finally, last election I gave it a shot, and by the support of friends and God grace, I have been elected.
So given that, Mayur, that you're expanding, like you said that you're opening up hub offices across India, as well as you have your commitment to your social causes, how do you balance these two out?
See, time management is not the answer. People who know me closely, they know I am bad at it.
Okay.
But then I believe that intent is important. If your intent is that you need to give back, you need to work for certain thing, and at the same time you need to work for your profession, so that will help you out, and you'll find time and everything will fall in place.
So that's your jugaad.
You can say that. Because see, the perfect answer to this question is time management, but I know I am bad at it sometimes.
I'm not very sure if you're going to be bad at it, because I also read that you have a lot of hobbies at hand. So
again, intent.
So the fact that you're giving back to society, what is the one thing where someone has given you so much that that has stayed with you? What's that one thought or the one conversation which you've had where till date you're able to remember it?
Spreading knowledge. I believe I have learned a lesson from many inspirational thought that one must not keep the knowledge with it. And Dalai Lama has said much time, keep spreading knowledge. It's the way to reach immortality, and I believe in it. And that's why till date I have addressed more than 350-400 odd seminars. And I believe this is the best way to give back to the society, which learned people can do, is spread knowledge, help out people to learn new things, and that is the way you can leave the legacy also.
Okay.
Like what happens with, say, there is a chef, so he teaches his nuisance to any person, and then later stage, when he is not there, he can cook like him. Similarly, in our profession, I think it is the time when the seniors and experienced must share their knowledge, every bit of it, with the new and budding chartered accountants and budding professionals, so that they can shape up the future of the country.
So what is one advice that you would give, like, say a viewer who is able to relate to you really well? What is one advice that you'd like to give them?
Follow your intent. Be passionate towards whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to be in job, you want to be working with someone, some agencies, you want to be into entrepreneurship, civil services, into practice. Today, the country is growing like anything, and the scope India is offering, I don't think globally any country is offering. So whatever you do, scope is there. Maybe there will be some bad days. I don't believe in that. I believe there are some good days and there are certain very good days. So when there are some good days, wait for your very good days, and things will fall in place.
That's a very nice aspect and perspective to look at life. So have you always been like that?
Yes, you can say. Certainly, I don't take the word is tension. I avoid it. Mostly, majorly, I don't. Even if there are a lot of things pending, I believe that if I start bothering myself that looking at the list of pending works, everything will be keep on pending. So let us prioritize and keep on doing.
Talking about tension, how did you crack your CA exams then? Because you seem like a very calm person.
That was also calmly only. Calmly it went on. See, again I mentioned I was secretary ICAS, so we have this student national conference, the biggest event of the year, which is celebrated, and around 1500 odd students joined that. So that was sometime around August, if I'm not wrong, 28th of August 2011. And then I had my examination in November. So from 29th I started it, and as I was in the hostel, there was no disturbance as such, because at times at home, maybe your mother will come up and ask you, you sleep, you have studied for six hours or something like that. That is also necessary, but then in hostel, you don't have anything like that. So you can go on and on. So I remember for last 2 months, 18 to 20 hours of study a day has helped me to crack it, I can say that.
You have a lot of feathers to your cap. That is, you're a CS, you're a CA. How do you manage to keep updating yourself?
Currently. See, it is all about, you have to be habitual. You have to be having a habit of learning. Then only you will be updating. And for our profession as such, the best thing you can do is keep on learning. That is very important. And you have to maybe every day, that is the best point. If you can do every day, you can see all the notification and everything which is coming. To me, see, as I always believe in spreading knowledge, if some new thing is coming up, the first thing is I need to take out time anyway, maybe late at midnight or something, see it, what new thing is come up, know about it, and then maybe write a short article or short write-up and spread it, so that people also get to know about it.
That's nice. So all your articles in your firm must be very happy, they get updates from their partner.
They're happy, and happy that they get updates, and happy that, again, the environment in the firm is young. We being friends, the environment throughout the firm is friendly.
Yeah.
So again, they also get friendly, and things move on.
So you always wanted to start your own practice, or did you have an experience prior to starting your practice?
So the intent was, yes, we wanted to practice of our own. Again, I am saying we, because eventually in the college we decided we will practice together. But then just after completing my CA, when I passed, so we thought of, let us go and get some corporate exposure. So I went to Vedanta. I was selected in the campus. So I worked for Vedanta for 2.5 years around, and then eventually in July, 11th of July, I can say, 2014, we started.
So you worked at Vedanta, right?
Yes.
And how did you work for 2.5 years over there?
Approx.
So approximately. So did you bring out, some learnings of yours into your firm?
Yes, absolutely. See, working that was the reason we wanted to work for a corporate or work with a corporate, because we all our partners, we were to be partners, I can say. At that time we were having our articleship from a smaller firm. So we always know if we start our practice today, on the day we pass, we'll never get an opportunity to go to the other side of the table and learn things. So we have gone for the practice with we have gone for the MNCs and job only with the intent that let us learn something, see what is happening on the other side of the table, and then turn the tables and start practicing.
So you all kept learning at the core.
That was the intent, to go and learn, and and that's why if I see my work hours during my entire 2.5 hours, if I go and average it, maybe including Sundays, it would be more than 12-13 hours. Because the intent was, any new project is coming, I was always with my hand up that I want to work in this, so that I can get exposure, because I was knowing there is a timeline till which I am there, then I have to go back to the practice.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So you graduated probably like say 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Or approximately at that point of time. 10 to 12 years. How different is it now? Because you mentor students now, right? How different do you find it?
See, times have changed. The student today, I think there used to be a time when the generation gap used to be after 30 to 50 years. But today, every 5 years, there is a generation gap. And the students today are much more equipped with different ideas, and they have much more vibrancy in them. So interacting with the student today, I can say it is learning for us when we mentor or interact with student of today's. So we were not much informed. The generation today which is coming, if a student is passing a chartered accountancy exam or getting graduated today, the information, the availability, the knowledge which they are having, I'm not going to the technical knowledge, but over perspective and idea, I don't think we were having 10-12 years ago.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So you see a lot of drastic change.
Absolutely.
That's great. It's very inspiring, Mayurji, that like looking at a young chartered accountant, one of the youngest council members. So it's quite something. How does it feel on a personal level?
Definitely, it feels very good, but then at times it comes with a lot of responsibility as well.
Yeah.
And I keep on thinking whether I am able to justify that or not. That need to be testified by a few people.
That's nice. So you've started something called Professional Conclave, right? How did you come across that idea? What ignited that spark?
So it is a Google group basically. So I have not started Google facilitated. So it is a Google group, I can say. So what used to happen in an early stage of practice, there were a lot of queries which used to come up. And at times you don't have connect with certain people or appropriate people who used to resolve it. So then I come up with this idea that this problem is pervasive throughout the professional. So I started this Google group where one can post their queries, suggestion, updates, and it will again going back to spreading knowledge and helping others. So maybe if I have a query, I can post over that, and it will simultaneously trigger to all the members. Currently, it have 65,000 chartered accountants as a member in this Google group. So if I put up a query or a suggestion or a update, it will go to all of them. And then maybe on your query, you'll receive 10, 20, 50 answers, and it helps.
You can get things sorted out quickly.
Absolutely.
That's nice. So, Mayur, over here at the show, we have a nice tradition where the previous guest would leave a question for the next guest.
Okay.
And our previous guest was CA Sanjip Sanghi. And he's left a question, not knowing that who's going to come on next.
Okay.
Right? And let me read that question out. It says, my question to the next guest is, do you think the young generation will stage our future, or will we be helping them shape their future?
Good question. See, I always believe that it is the mix of both. the experienced helped the younger one to get experience, and the younger one helped the experienced one with the newer technology, with the newer version of anything. So it is the blend which will help each other to grow and save the future for each other.
That's really nice. So going ahead with the tradition, I would love for you to write a question to the next guest that comes on.
Sure, Mayur. I'll be obliged.
And please sign off with your name.
Sure.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. There's always a fun side to every aspect,
Absolutely.
every human.
Mhm.
And on this segment called Beyond the Balance Sheets, I'm going to touch base on that entire fun aspect. So I have a few questions prepared.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So chartered accountants usually have a good sense of humor, but it doesn't come out that way. What's the one running joke that you have with your partners?
Not exactly running joke, but we all used to pray, and at times till today, each one of us at times get nightmares that the results are out and we have failed and we are not passed. And we used to discuss, and till now we discuss that. Thankfully, we were passed and we are a chartered accountant.
Okay. Be like, if being a chartered accountant granted you a superpower related to numbers or finance, what would it be and how would you use it for fun?
Tallying balance sheet in a click.
I guess that would be everyone's most
Absolutely.
desired superpower. Okay. And talking about finances, if money was no object, what's one extravagant or luxurious thing that you will always want to have, but you haven't had the chance, or your financial bucket list?
Financial bucket list. Again, I want to travel a lot, but with my commitment, professional and social, till now, I have been traveling, but the list is too long and I need to take it so fast.
Okay.
That is pending.
Okay, so you've been into the profession for probably say 10, 12 years,
Absolutely.
right? You must have seen a lot of people having misconceptions about chartered accountants. What's the one thing that you want to debug on this show?
As a chartered accountant, people who are not aware much about CA, they keep on asking from which college you have done CA. That is one thing which annoys a lot, and then we have to explain him all the process. So maybe through this video we can address that chartered accountants don't have a college as such. It is a professional course, and we have examinations, but no college as such.
Yeah, so the next time anyone asks Conclave College, it's not Conclave College, it's a professional course.
Institute.
Okay. So, can I get a gist on what's on your playlist that keeps you motivated? Any particular song that you'll reach out to?
Maybe Zindagi Ek Safar Hai Suhana.
That's a very nice
one. But that can be sing today, not as a student. Back then, we maybe apna time aayega as a student, or maybe just before results, it could be Khali Bali.
That's very nice. I guess every person's playlist is always relatable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what's the financial myth that you saw getting resolved? Something which you believed was untrue.
Money don't solve all your problems.
So it's only calmness that solves your problem.
Absolutely.
Nice. So, since you're young, right, and that's one thing which I keep pointing out again and again because you're very relatable, right? And that there's also one more aspect which everyone relates to is TV shows and pop culture. So, what is the one TV show where you felt like the entire aspect or the journey of a chartered accountant has actually been portrayed correctly? Like not only just the journey, like even how a finance department works. So, what is your top 2 or top 3?
Not exactly. The journey of a CA student recently, I will say, half CA series was launched.
Correct.
So that has portrayed beautifully the journey of the chartered accountant students. But as a whole, I think this space is vacant, and maybe few movies and series can be made which will properly portray the role of a chartered accountant and how vital they are helping a business to grow.
Oh,
This
okay.
space, I believe, is vacant, and maybe in post this video, movies can be made on that.
That's nice. So we really hope that someone takes some sort of tip from here and start writing a script based on a
Absolutely.
chartered accountant
Absolutely.
story on basis of what role they play.
Mhm.
So Mayur, since you've read a lot, there might have been one finance book which would have touched a chord to you, and you would always love to give that to probably a student in the future or even now. So which one is that?
I'm not, frankly, I'm not a much reading person.
Okay.
So, but then technically, I always prefer for any act a bare act.
Oh, okay.
And that is, I believe, the best part to learn from. Rather than going for interpretation of other authors, let us read and interpret ourselves.
That's all. Oh, okay. So I'm sure in your office or at home you'll have the bare axe,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
All right, that brings us to the end of the segment, Mayurji.
It was lovely interacting with you.
So on basis of all your answers that you have given us, so here we have a small token of appreciation which we'd love to give you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on this show. It's been a pleasure interacting with you.